All right, you guys, I have another appetizer video for you. And I'm sorry, I know 2 appetizer videos in a row. It's because I made both of these videos on the same day. So originally, I had made these lovely dates stuffed with some goat cheese wrapped in bacon with a balsamic maple reduction on them. Beautiful. Husband comes home, okay, and he tries one. And he's like, don't really like it. I'm like, no, I know you don't really like it. It's because he doesn't like dates. He loved the maple bacon on it. He loved the reduction on it. So he asked me if I would make some jalapeno ones instead. So jalapenos sliced in half, stuffed with some cheese, wrapped in bacon, and then use the same reduction, the maple balsamic reduction, and drizzle it over top. So how could I resist? I couldn't say no. So here I am making another appetizer for you guys today. Only this time I'm going to use all sorts of jalapenos that have been growing in my garden. And I'm going to stuff them, wrap them in bacon, and we're going to make another appetizer. So I better get going and start cooking because I've been at this all day.
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is put about 2 ounces of cream cheese into my mixer bowl. Normally I would just do this with a hand mixer, but I haven't bought one yet that I'm happy with, so I have to use my mixer bowl for this tiny amount of cream cheese. So 2 ounces of cream cheese in the bowl, and get it all mixed up so it's all smooth and soft. Once it is, then you're going to add a little sprinkle of salt, some pepper. I'm adding some cayenne pepper to it, and I'm also going to add a teaspoon of minced garlic. Mix it all up again, and then I'm going to put it in a small bowl. Alright, I'm going to put my cream cheese into a smaller bowl just to make it easier to work with. So now that it's in a smaller bowl, I'm going to add about an ounce of goat cheese. If you have an herbed goat cheese, I would recommend using that, like a garlic one or something like that. I'm also going to add a handful of shredded cheese. I'm just using a mozza romano type mixture. If I had shredded pepper jack, I would definitely be using that in this recipe. But I don't, so I'm using what I have in the fridge. Anyway, just mix it up by hand. It doesn't need to be like fully incorporated. I'm also adding just a hint of honey to it, just to help balance out the heat that I've added in, especially if I did add the pepper jack cheese into it, then the honey would balance really nicely. So mix it all up, and then we're gonna get the jalapenos ready. Alright, so the jalapenos are washed and dried. I'm going to start by cutting the top off of these and figure out how to clean them out. So I started by slicing them in half, clean them out the best that I can, but I don't think this is going to work very well. I envision stuffing them while they're whole, so I got to come up with a better way to do this. Luckily, I still have a box of kitchen tools that are not unpacked, so I dug through them and I found this handy little tool for scooping things out. I have no idea what this tool is called. I don't know what it's used for, but I found it and it's working. So I'm going to use it to scoop out all my jalapenos. Then I'm going to wash them again just to give them a little rinse, and then they'll be ready to stuff with all the cheese. Now that you have your jalapenos all cleaned out, you're going to take a small spoon and you're going to just stuff each of them with the cheese mixture that you made. Don't worry about overstuffing them. You just want them as full as you can make them, because I'm sure once these cook, all that stuff is going to come out of them. So once you have them all stuffed with cheese, then you're going to take some bacon and cut your bacon slices in half. And you're going to roll each of your jalapenos in a slice of bacon. While you're doing this, you're also going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. as you're baking them. You're going to bake them for about 15 minutes, flip them over, bake them for probably another 15 to 20 minutes until the bacon is fully cooked. If you like it a little bit on the chewy side, don't cook it as long, but if you like it a little bit more crispy, then cook it just a little bit longer. But once your bacon is cooked, you're going to remove it from the oven and you're just going to let it cool. To make the balsamic maple reduction, you're going to add 1/4 cup of balsamic into a small pot. Then you're also going to add 1/6 of a cup of maple syrup to it as well. Give it a mix and you're going to let that come to a simmer, a very gentle simmer, and you're going to keep mixing it and stirring it for about 15 to 20 minutes until it thickens up and it coats the back of a spoon. You don't want to overcook it because then it will turn very, very hard and candy-like, and then it's not useful. You're going to have to stir it all over. So let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes and then remove it from the heat, let it cool down. Once the reduction has cooled, you can put it into a little squeeze bottle like I'm doing right now, or you can just use a spoon and drizzle it over top of your jalapenos. It's up to you. I put it in a little squeeze bottle so that I can use it again for something else.
All right, so they look like they turned out really well. They're really sweet. They're really sweet. They look really presentable. Looks great. I'm sure there's a better way to wrap them because a lot of the cheese came out. So that's something I got to figure out. But let's find out how they taste. Now, I am not a jalapeno fan. I don't really care for spicy, as you know. So this should be interesting. So when we moved in, we already had a garden. The person before us had already planted a garden, so my jalapenos were actually their jalapenos. And I'm only guessing that they're jalapenos because right now this kind of tastes like a green pepper. So I don't know what they are really. I'm going to say they're jalapenos. They're just not very hot. And all the stuffing kind of came out of it, so that's a little disappointing. I guess I need to figure out a better way to do that. But they are delicious. They are so good. I'm glad my husband asked me to make these. They were fun. They were easy. I enjoyed making them. Now I'm going to go out to the garage and give him a couple of them because he needs a break and needs a snack. So that's it for me today. Remember to hit the like, the subscribe, the notification bell, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you for the next recipe.